Yeah. Good day there, fellow YouTubers. Well, to the ones that have liked and subscribed because of my Ninja video. This is another project I got going on. It's a 40th anniversary Mustang that my wife picked up. Got it relatively cheap. And I'll give you the walk around, just how I seen it. Or when I first seen it. It's pretty much started off from here in the back. Now, walking around the car, it does have a couple little issues. You know, back tires getting kind of dry rotted, need to be changed. Apparently wasn't drove for a while. Pretty straight body. Fender's pulled just a little bit up in the front. A little crease in the front of it. And non-original bumper. So, somebody probably got into a little fender bender. And this is, like, as I'm first seeing the car, this is what I'm thinking. So, hood ain't in too bad a shape, but isn't lining up too well. Oh, see some Frankenstein marks on the bumper. Okay. Small front end collision, maybe. Headlight isn't quite lining up, but this fender doesn't really seem to be bent. What the hell is that? Why the hell is that tire sitting back so far? Oh boy, there's some body lines that are out of whack. Okay, yeah, definitely a front end collision of some sort. Yeah, looking pretty good. All the body lines on the back of the car lining up. Okay, so the hangers are something around up in there is a little off because the top of the door is sticking out a little too much. Okay, definite collision in the front end. So, see the inside of the car. Excuse the debris that are in there, or that's in there. A little bit of coolant, and I haven't really finished cleaning the car out yet. That's in pretty good shape. Seats aren't original. Somebody reupholstered them. Looks pretty good though. Given first Mustang that me and my wife have ever owned. At least in this generation. I had a Fox body way back in the days. But one thing I don't like about this, seat controls are in the front. I could have swore all the Ford seat controls were on the side. But I don't know. I haven't really looked it up. Like I said, this is the first Mustang of this generation that I've owned. Well, somebody installed an aftermarket radio, which is the Pioneer, and is kind of a piece of crap. I don't even know why they'd bother with it. But the radio holder isn't model specific, so it won't let the trim piece go on there. And they've tried to, force it on there and modify it to get it to work. And wound up putting screw holes in it and other crap like that, and just messed it up. So now I gotta buy another trim piece and another model specific radio holder. Now the headliner, somebody tried to put pleather on. Well, they did put pleather on it, which if it was still up the way it's supposed to be, looks pretty good. And in the wintertime, because it snows up here, it would probably be pretty good to insulate the car. But as of now, because of the weight of the material and the heat in the summertime, it's let it pull the headliner down. Door panels are good, except the handle. I got a screw here, screw down here, and the switch unit. Apparently it's got the plastic tabs broke off because, you know, they're kind of pushed down in there. And I could pick one of those up at a junkyard for about $5. It's not too big of a deal. Underneath the hood, I mean, this is the V6 with the automatic. You know, for the miles, it actually runs pretty much like a top. It runs really good. Surprisingly, I've always hated V6 cars. But then again, I grew up driving hot rods and stuff and working in auto body and stuff like that. Now, I get to look under the hood. And this guy's, by now, he's swearing, because I'm questioning him about it, he's swearing the car's never been wrecked. Notice the left side front rail, or frame rail. Straight as an arrow. Switch over to the right side. Definite collision of some sort. That's been in pretty far. I mean, it's been in far enough to put some real camber angle on that tire compared to stock, which isn't really any. So the weird part, the supports are factory. They ain't been cut off. They haven't been welded. You know, they haven't been jerry-rigged and another one fashioned in there or any of that stuff. It's all factory weld. See right down in here, if I can get the camera focus on it. Yeah, did a little bit. Welds aren't broke, not bent. And then I got a buddy of mine out here where I live. A really good mechanic, owns a really small shop. Takes a lot of pride in his work. And is used to working at a slower pace. That way he can actually find everything wrong with the vehicle and fix it. You know, fast-paced shops ain't worth a crap because they miss more than they fix. He pointed out that the frame down here, let's see if I can get the camera focus on it. Probably not. Right in here is bent. Right where my finger's at, right there. So now I got a bent frame here, a bent frame there. And as we both really started investigating, noticed the busted cowl. So we pull that up just to see what was going on underneath of it. And that's one thing that I do not like. How everything's buckled up right here. You know, the little factory epoxy glue, whatever they use, is separating. It's got buckles in it. And I noticed underneath the car, the core support for the radiator is mangled. So, with the amount of things that I've done in my life, with being, you know, mechanic work, working on everything from lawnmowers to airplanes, small gas engine, ASE, diesel tech, aspiring A&P, stuff like that. And growing up in an auto body shop working with my grandpa, and that shop was established for about 50 years. So we had like all the best equipment, and grandpa had plenty of knowledge for me to go on. Seeing things like this and working in an auto body shop, driving a tow truck, whether it be with a Stinger or a rollback, is leading me to believe, because of the damage that's done to this car, somebody had the car on a rollback in reverse and let it fall off. So when the front end slammed onto the ground, which tore up the core support and the bumper, pushed the front of the car up, and apparently it landed right side first, because that's the majority of the damage there and up there. You got one little bend on the frame over here, but nothing up top. There's no bends, no busted welds, no real stress marks anywhere. So this is going to be a video series on rebuilding the Mustang. And I mean, there's no virgin cars out there. The car this old, it's not virgin. It's had things done to it. So, I mean, it's hard as hell to find a virgin. Trust me. So, this I'm going to be doing on a budget. I have 5 kids and a whole bunch of land that I work on and stuff like that. I don't have a ton of money. So, my wife wants us a hot rod. She's letting me do all the engine transmission work, stuff like that. She's handling, you know, what she wants the body to look like and the paint job and interior and stuff like that. I'm just pretty much just handling the road characteristics and the performance. So what's going in it is double overhead cam, 5.4, maybe probably race heads, either a centrifugal supercharger or a turbo, one of the ones that actually go like back by the axle. I'm only looking to get, you know, between 15 and 20 psi to it. 650 at the wheels is my goal. So if you want to see a Mustang build on a budget, then, you know, feel free, like, subscribe, share even, because I'm doing this exactly the way my grandpa taught me how to do it. Swap sites, car meets, car clubs, you know, going around, making connections, friends, you know, getting involved in the Mustang scene. Said I've never had a Mustang this year, and these things have like pretty much a cult following. So if somebody's thinking about getting a Mustang and hooking it up and getting into the scene and stuff like that, then feel free to follow, because I'll be going to car clubs and shows and everything else with this car. You know, looking to come up with connections and things of that nature. I got an F-150 that I'm going to be doing a lot of rebuilding on. I'll make videos of that. I got my Dakota over there that's probably getting a 440 big block put in it. I'm going to work it up to modern standards. I also have a Durango 4x4 that I'm going to be lifting up and putting rims and tires and rebuilding, completely rebuilding and tricking out a 5.9 to put in it. And if anybody, and I'm not talking to the big performance shops or whatever, I don't deal with y'all. Most of the time, y'all just trying to rape people. You know, mom and pop places, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Guys that actually do like really, really good fabrication work, you know what I'm saying? Like off their property and stuff like that. That can't get going because, you know, no advertising, or, you know what I'm saying, no money to actually sink into prototypes and testing and stuff. And y'all give me a holler. If it's good work, I ain't got no problem telling anybody that it's good work. So, and I could always use some sponsors on here. I mean, like I said, I'm building this thing on a budget. So if people out there have prototypes of stuff, you know, they want it tested and stuff, get a hold of me. You know, if you're close enough where I can get to it and we can put it on this thing and get it tested, then I have no problem with that whatsoever. You know, there's like little itty bitty shops around the Kentucky area, you know, got dyno tune setups and stuff like that. You know, you want advertisements, or you want to get advertised, feel free, because I said I'm going to be doing a lot of videos, and when I tune my cars, and when I build them and tune them, I go all out with it. I try and get as much horsepower to the wheels as humanly possible and keep it as controlled as possible. So there's a lot of thought in dyno tuning goes into my projects. You know, custom computer builds, things like that. So, like I said, if you want to follow this, because this thing is going to be getting torn down and rebuilt from the ground up on a budget, you know, frame straight and the whole 9 yards. You know, like, subscribe, share, you know, let some people know. It's going to be a very informative and educational video series on the Mustang. And like I said, it's going to be on 06 F-150 crew cab and 2000 Dakota and a 2001 Durango as well. So, till then, be safe. Have a good one. Peace.